When we wake up every morning and look at ourselves in the mirror, we are bound to see something that we don't like, and for many people, it's our weight.
Yeah, being overweight is an issue that impacts more and more people. According to the Centers for Disease Control, between 1980 and 2000, obesity rates doubled among adults. Experts say physical inactivity and unhealthy diet are the key factors. But for one woman in Talbot County, she no longer wants to be a statistic.
As a matter of fact, she says her appearance on Delmarva Life is what jump-started her to make a change. Ryan Spiro sat down with her to find out what has gone on in her amazing transformation over the last 6 months.
Like many Americans, Susan Marmo of Easton has struggled with her weight over the years.
I'd always struggled. Up, down, make a good go of a diet, fall back off of it, always struggled.
But Susan didn't realize just how bad it was until this past spring. She's an author and writes romance novels. She sat down with us in March to talk about her pieces of work. What was supposed to be a proud moment, Susan said turned into the biggest wake-up call of her life.
And my time slot came and there it was.
Brian Spiros explains, for one woman in Talbot County, it's a process that requires a great deal of concentration.
This moment, I was like so proud, and my parents were gonna be proud, and everybody's gonna be proud. I was devastated. Absolutely gutted, devastated. I didn't hear anything I was saying. I didn't pay attention to anything. I just looked at the screen, and I was like, when did that happen? How did I let myself get like that? I didn't feel like I looked like that. When I looked in the mirror, that's not what I saw.
That night, Susan says she went to bed and realized she had to make a change.
And I cleaned out my house of all the crud, and I planned, what can I eat? Because I have a lot of food allergies, so I had some restrictions. What can I eat? What could I live with if I made this change for the rest of my life? What could I live with?
After doing a great deal of research, Susan started the diet on May 9th. And at that point, there was no turning back.
I was gonna make one go of it, so I wanted to set myself up for success. Not, like I said, 4 days in for failure.
That meant she had to cut things from her daily routine that once proved problematic.
Soda, number one killer for me, soda. Potato chips and corn chips. I'm a salty girl when it comes to those things. I'd pick potato chips over chocolate. Not that chocolate's not on the list.
Susan says she replaced the soda with 4 bottles of water each day. She also turned to vegetables. She found red peppers to be a great source of nutrients, but also satisfy her need for something crunchy. Chicken was also big on her diet, along with lunch meat. She also whipped up what she calls her tomato, avocado, cucumber, onion salad. That, along with several seasonings, would help satisfy her appetite. She made sure she was getting plenty of protein, stopped eating after 5:30 at night, and stuck with food that was low in carbs.
You get used to it. Not that the first 3 weeks weren't hell, because it was terrible. Cranky, crabby, headaches because I didn't have the caffeine from the sodas. It was a choice. It was just a big choice. And when I started making brilliant progress, like 20 pounds was amazing. I did it in 5 weeks. When you cut out all that soda and I stopped eating late at night, 20 pounds gone 5 weeks.
As the months wore on, the pounds kept melting away. In August, Susan introduced exercise into her routine and began walking for 30 minutes a day. Primarily during breaks while working at the ice cream shop she and her husband own. Imagine that, trying to lose weight while surrounded by ice cream.
But it got to the point where if I'm going down, I am not going down with an ice cream. I'm going to a restaurant and I'm pigging out on some cream of something soup, and I'm going down in flames.
Susan also turned to Facebook and used it as a tool in her weight loss.
It kept me honest, and I got so much support. I mean, so much support. When I hit 50 pounds, and other increments prior to getting up there, but when I hit 50 pounds, I had so many people like my post and, well done, I'm gonna try this now. What are you doing? Are you on a specific diet? Wanting to know and being so supportive, that was amazing. It was, I don't wanna disappoint these people. Look at, they've been following me for 4 months. Like, I can't disappoint them by eating a chocolate truffle,
The dedication, lifestyle change, and support from her family and friends proved to be beneficial. As of the end of October, Susan lost a total of 57.4 pounds, and it shows.
It's a huge accomplishment. It's, you know, right up there with writing books and anything else, you know, running a business. I did it because of my dedication and my hard work. And it feels amazing, my clothes.
But where does she go from here? Susan says her weight loss goal is 92 pounds, but she's getting there by focusing on 10 pounds at a time. And to help get her to that next level, Susan recently called in the help of a personal trainer.
Now press them up to the sky. Beautiful. Arms by ears at the end.
I called him because my skin wasn't keeping up with my weight loss. I needed to tone.
Susan recently began circuit training. 3 times a week, it's cardio and weights, which is helping tone the excess skin and build muscle. Susan says her weight loss routine has worked for her and that everyone is different. And finally, Susan adds that if along the way you do trip up and cheat, don't let it derail you.
It happens, and you just keep going because it's, you know, you're committed. I will. That's what I kept saying to myself. I will do this. I will go out and walk. I will go to the gym. I will not put that in my mouth if it was something bad. I will.
It's that mentality that has helped propel Susan through the last 6 months and no doubt the years to come.
No matter what kind of diet you're on, first set yourself up for success. Have what you're going to eat readily available and get plenty of sleep, because Susan says that she noticed when she wasn't getting enough sleep, the scale wouldn't move as much.
Yeah. What a
That's
great
something.
story.
Wow, she looks
And
great.
this time of year, it can be especially hard to stick to that diet. Get a load of this. Did you know the average Thanksgiving meal can range from 2,500 to 4,500 calories? That's not including the leftovers. And one researcher calculated extra holiday snacking can total nearly an extra pound a week. Well, today we learn more about raw treats that can help you fulfill your urge to eat while detoxing your body.
Turkey, lasagna, and lots of desserts are all part of the typical holiday meal.
The average American is said from Thanksgiving to Valentine's Day to pack on anywhere in between 7 and 10 pounds.
But these are some raw recipes that can help keep the pounds off and detox your body. One of them is lasagna roll-up. Instead of pasta, use slender strips of raw zucchini.
And I cut it as thin as I can.
And instead of cheese, go a little nuts. In a food processor, add cashew nuts soaked in water, lemon juice, salt, herbs, and process until smooth. Add 1 tablespoon of water at a time until a ball of cheese forms.
Nut cheese is super easy to make. You just soak the nuts overnight.
Create a paste, place sun-dried tomatoes, olive oil, garlic, salt, dates, basil, and cayenne pepper if you like it spicy.
Put it in a Cuisinart and just work it to consistency.
Next, spread a little nut cheese, roll it up, add your paste, and serve.
I didn't realize that it was actually a vegan lasagna. It was absolutely fabulous.
Speaking of fabulous, here's a simple and sweet chocolate avocado pudding recipe.
A wonderful party addition when you're trying to keep things thin during the holiday season.
Scoop out 2 avocados, mix in a ½ cup of all-natural cocoa powder, add a ¼ cup of agave to sweeten things up, place in blender until it's creamy smooth.
I have no clue what was in there. All I know, it tasted good.
And good for you this holiday season.
And you can find both these recipes on our website, delmarvalife.com, and click on the show tab. Well, another way to stay in shape, get moving. But when it comes to fitness, the gym is good for some while working out at home is good for others. Well, have you ever considered pole fitness? Well, before you write it off because of its exotic nature, you might want to see what it's really about. We'll show you.
We're going to find out what these sugar gliders are really about. They seem cute and cuddly. We'll find out what experts want you to know before adding one to your family.
And later, they're marketed as hands-free binoculars, but how do the Zoomies deliver? We put them to the test.
But first, we've been talking about steps you can take to stay in shape. Dr. Oz says another part of proper health is taking care of your eyes.
The eyes are the windows to the soul. So here are some things you need to know about warding off eye disease. It's called macular degeneration, and it's a leading cause of blindness in Americans, and it steals your central vision. At first, you may find it harder to read, drive, or recognize the kids selling cookies at your front door. But it can slowly progress to the point of no return if you don't protect yourself. So what can you do to keep things in focus? Well, a lot actually. Antioxidant vitamins A, C, and E help. You can consume a diet high in the plant pigment called lutein and with omega-3 fats. And avoid refined carbohydrates that cause a rapid increase in blood sugar. And always remember to protect your eyes from the sun.